Hey, it's Grant here. I just want to take a time out before the podcast starts to do what every other podcast does and, pander to the audience and say, if you could, maybe jump over to iTunes and rate us or subscribe or whatever, puts us up on the charts. We'd love that. That'd be nice. And then also jump on over to YouTube and look up Ghoul Scouts and check out some of our videos. We have tons of things on there. Something for everybody. Ghost hunting, video games. You can get videos of these podcasts if that's how you listen to podcasts, is on YouTube. And yeah, just subscribe over there too, or drop a comment, or probably be me responding to you. So I try my best to do that. And yeah, so thank you for listening, and keep listening, and let us know if there's anything you want to hear or talk about. We'd be happy to research it for you. Now, on to the show.
Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab.
Welcome back to Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab, where we want to invite you back into the Midnight Society.
The Midnight Society, I don't like any of them.
They're fine. There's some I like more than others.
Yeah.
You're saying that you wouldn't hang out in the Midnight, like if they came up to you at school, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, we heard you want to be initiated. Do you think that anybody at their school cares about them? Like, do you think that people know about, like, there's this group of kids that fucking hang out in the woods and tell scary stories? Like, we got to figure out how to get in that gang.
The blonde is cute. There's no doubt about that. It ends up cute as an adult, too. And I remember liking her. She's one of the people I can actually stand.
Yeah.
But most of the other ones...
The kid with the undercut, I don't like.
No.
The tomboy, I don't like.
I can't stand her.
Tough boy, I don't like.
I called her girl tough boy. Because she's kind of girl tough boy.
Yeah.
And I don't care for tough boy.
The main guy's not that bad. The guy with glasses that works in the magic shop.
He's probably the one that I like the most as far as boys go. And then there's another guy that's
the nerdy. Well, not yeah. He's the nerdy kid.
He's nerdy, but he's like
he's the one that has the crush on Kristen, which I think Kristen's the blonde girl.
But he's like, his voice and the way he talks is really like, he's a little judgy or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's how they tend to be, those nerdy kids,
Yeah.
They think they're better.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm smart in the brain.
So that's my first. So we watched A Nightly Neighbors was the first one, right?
Yeah. Sorry. This is now season 1, disc 2. I mean, this is the follow up to it, the companion podcast, season 1, disc 1. So we're finishing off season 1 on this one, and so this would be episode 8.
Okay.
The first one they do is The Tale of the Nightly Neighbors.
Yes. And then my first note here is girl tough boy is annoying as fuck.
I don't have any notes on the Midnight Society here. So is it the girl? Is a girl tough boy's story?
I don't know.
Okay. What would you say? She's what?
She's just annoying.
She's annoying. Why is she annoying?
I don't remember. She's annoying throughout all of this. She's just she's a tough boy.
Yeah.
She's acting like a tough boy again.
Yeah.
She loves trying to fight people.
She is. I mean, she's always like even later on when we get to the game one, she does not want to let go of that Game Boy.
Don't even get me started on the Game Boy.
Oh, okay. We'll get there.
We need to just wait.
I have some thoughts about that episode, but we're talking about the Nightly Neighbors right now. Do you have any other notes on the Midnight Society?
No.
Okay. I need to start doing that. Why am I bringing a whole goddamn computer over here?
I don't know. I just took this with me around.
So then I have a note. It's a brother and sister.
It is.
Those are our characters in this one. I don't know their names. At least I don't have them written down yet. They notice that there are new neighbors moving in across the street. Those neighbors are wearing all black. I just have all black and weird, but they were like pale.
Pale.
Yeah.
The whole.
They just would kind of stand outside. And
they moved in at night.
Yeah. That's right. They moved in at night. And I have the note. I don't know how we find this out, but they find out that they are from the Ukraine, and that they are ordering fridges to be put in their house.
Yep. And the fridges are delivered during the day, and the delivery man tries to answer or to get them delivered, and nobody answers the door, but they can tell they're home because their fucking garage door is wide open.
Yeah.
their detached garage door. The house is, or the car is parked like an asshole all the way in the middle of the garage. So you can tell somebody's home, and they don't want their fridges. But they ordered the fridges when they were still in fucking Romania.
Well, don't they say like aren't they taking in the fridges already? Is that this scene where it's just like they told them to bring them in? Like they still take them in there, but
No,
you
they
didn't
just
see the
leave
thing.
them.
They just leave them. Okay. And then but you notice that as the mailman's giving up all this free information, he has a bandage on his neck.
He does.
And Brad, how long you been watching horror movies? What does that mean if someone has a bandage on their neck or like some type of wound on their neck?
Honestly, usually it means a curling iron problem because
Well, in real life,
usually if there's a fucking vampire on the loose and you've been bitten, you're already fucked.
yeah.
So
But
either you become a vampire yourself or you die.
But if you so in real life now, you go into work and you see a coworker, 2 holes on their neck. What are you gonna think? You're gonna think it's curling iron. You're gonna think it's a vampire
Fetish.
Okay, makes sense. Actually, you know what? that might actually make more sense than anything else. Somebody has a vampire fetish.
Yeah.
Okay, so the mailman has a bandage on his neck. I have a note that says they are making everyone sick.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The mailman was the first one that said that they were sick.
Did he do a little cough? Was it?
Yeah, he's not the only one apparently. Like a lot of the town was sick. I don't know how we found out that a lot of the town was sick.
But how
we
did
know
you?
that,
So if we're to believe that he got bit by a vampire, now he's sick. Wouldn't you remember that, or do vampires have that glamour thing,
I don't know.
like that Men in Black button where they can just make you forget? Like, so if you're sitting there and you have this bandage on your neck, you wouldn't remember how you got it. It's like
You'd
fucking
think.
like you'd remember a vampire bit you.
You would think.
I mean, ow.
You know what I was wondering? So I was wondering, where the fuck are all these kids' parents at?
Well, I think that's the idea in any Are You Afraid of the Dark or Goosebumps or anything. No
Well, we
parents.
finally saw a mom.
And to be honest, it might be different now that we're parents and we think about it, but like, I was always just running around outside with Mike Sidwell and Adam Vedder.
Yeah, but the kids were in the house. Remember, Lex comes over to try to play.
Lex
which
is the
little
Ukrainian kid.
The Ukrainian boy.
Okay.
And he looks like a freak, and he's not a very good little actor. I didn't really like him. So this story has been told in so many times and in so many ways, and I like it every time. Like the Burbs, Disturbia. But I mean, it's always like this weird, like somebody moves in next door.
Mm-hmm. That's Friday night.
They need to figure them out,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always good. Burbs is probably, I love Burbs.
Well, it kind of works too. Is that there are people that want to know either what's going on in their neighborhood or just, you know what they are? They're snooping. They're snooping Susans. That's what they are.
Is that a thing?
No, I'm just thinking of like, instead of just like being home and like being part of your life, you have to like look out the window.
Right.
Like, did the neighbors get in a fight?
You know, all I can think of right now was I'm curious like a cat. That's why they call me Whiskers.
That's why they call me Whiskers. like I think that like it touches something on that where just like if there's some fucking weird people moving in next door, eventually, you know, I don't think I'd ever jump to their fucking vampires, but I don't know. And then we get to the part where the kid, now they can float in open windows. Because I remember, didn't the kid wake up and they were floating outside? Something was like a little boy or something was floating outside his window.
I don't
recall in the middle of the night. Now, I mean, this is clear-headed, Grant. I think because this is like the next day when I started this watching this stuff. So I think my notes are pretty good here, Brett. The girl is the one that brings up that she's thinking they're vampires, and then all of a sudden she states the obvious vampire rule: got to have garlic, got to have crosses, all this stuff. They want your blood. She went sneaking into their house.
She did
when they weren't home. She went into the basement, I think.
Yeah,
like through the window in the basement. Yeah. Those bloodsuckers came home while she was in the basement.
And do you remember what was in the basement?
Was it the freezer of blood?
It was a fridge full of blood, and it was a locked fridge.
Yeah.
So these fuckers, these idiots, any old person can just waltz in their basement.
Yeah.
Because they don't lock their windows.
So is this going back to your other point of the car parked like an asshole?
Yeah.
Door open.
Yeah. Exactly. They're not very secure, but And apparently this girl is some sort of like locksmith girl, because she says she was like, I can crack them all day at school about the locks.
About the locks.
So she's some sort of lock cracker.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has a gift, a talent.
A lot of vampire coincidences here. The dad vampire seems to be trying to be thought of as a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Like he might as well go outside and be like, oh, there's a light out still, and run back in. Like, he seems to really be trying.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
That's just all it is the, like, why would you go outside then if that's what you're going to say? Like, oh, it's so bright out here.
Oh, damn. Still afternoon.
So then they say that they, I guess they catch the kids, or the kids get out, I think, and then come around to make it look like they weren't in the house. And they say they're covered in garlic, from what I remember too, and like they might even have steaks at this point. And the people say, the Ukrainians say that they came over to study healthcare so they can take it back to their country. That's why they have all the blood, you fucking idiot. So
yeah, they're riding with American EMSs.
That's right. Yeah, they're right in the back of ambulances. So because that's the thing too, is that they make a note of the parents are actually outside during daylight, which is a big no-no for vampires. Daylight's not good.
And even then, the stupid kid, which his shirt's way too big. It's
Which
a Mike
stupid
Cropper
kid?
shirt.
Hashtag Mike Cropper.
No, the main character.
Oh, okay. Well, it was the 90s. Every shirt was big.
I'm telling you, this thing, I really don't like this kid.
And then I have a note that says the kids are going to go end them, which my next note leads me to believe they went back into the basement.
They did.
Because they fucking hide. Okay, so they hide under this fucking table. And it is... If the guy comes down the stairs, like you see the boots, I think is the shot. You see him start to walk downstairs. This fucking guy, if he doesn't see these kids under this table, like they are just out in plain fucking sight. And somehow he does not see them at all.
I put the girl as hiding right in front of the dad vampire and he didn't see her.
that's like, the only thing I think of.
She wasn't even under the table.
No. Well, I
her,
had her like at the edge. Like if this is the table, her head was like right here as he's walking the fuck by.
You know April from Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
She gave an April-like effort at hiding under this table. Like, she was mostly not under the table at all.
I'm very happy that we both noticed the table of like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Because he walks by him, right? And they don't see him?
And he seemed to be suspicious. Mm-hmm. And, like... I don't understand what he was even doing down there. It's like, I hear something. And he goes down there and he's just like, now that I'm down here, I really don't care to look.
So then they're out in the day. Oh, so that's where they explain it. So they see him out in the day and explain that they work at a hospital again. And I'm about to reveal what happened here. So do you have any other notes before that?
I do.
Unless you want to do the review.
So they have the blood in the fridge.
Yeah.
My biggest question, and somehow you didn't pick up on it to ask, why the fuck was the blood stored in drinking bottles?
It was?
Yeah.
Like it went into the fridge in a drinking bottle?
It was like a 40 ounce of Old E.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't pay attention. It wasn't in bags?
No.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
They
pay
were
attention.
literally like bottles of, they were probably like 32 ounce bottles ready to be drank.
So, I mean, the healthcare stuff kind of goes right out the window then.
Not mentioned by these kids, though.
Yeah.
She can crack locks.
old lock cracker.
Yeah.
But she can't crack the code. No, that's a bad joke. So then you find out that these people are not vampires. The mother and the father.
No, they're not the vampires.
They're not the vampires. That's why they can walk around wherever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Their child is the vampire.
And their master.
The master vampire. So they have to do his bidding.
Yeah.
So then, do they light something on fire? Because I took shoddy notes. The next note I have is they put out the fire with blood.
Oh, maybe like in the Midnight Society.
Oh, maybe that's what. So is the end actually like the kid smiling? Probably
the kid,
the kid's probably got the normal pose with the hands across his.
My last
chest.
note is fucking great ending. Could have gotten somebody better to play Lex. 'Cause I didn't like the kid.
You didn't like the kid.
But I did like the ending because you don't see it coming.
So I do have a feeling that that this one ended with them thinking that they're good, and they don't have to worry about vampires anymore. And then you see the kid kind of like.
But
smile.
they see that the girl had unlocked this door where Lex was in his coffin, but they didn't get a chance to go in. And they're like, he was down here, and they're like, and they kind of just like, yeah, but it doesn't really matter. But the fucking coffin was right there. It's a good one though.
It is a good episode. So that must be right. They must have brought blood to put out the fire, or fake blood at least. So then that moves us to number 9, The Tale of the Dark Music.
Yes, Tale of the Dark Music is what I have next to.
Frank. Which one's Frank of the Midnight Society?
I put Tough Boy. Frankie got called tough stuff by the crew.
There it is. I put Frank is not happy that he lost his fucking flashlight.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's
they
the one where
stuff. That's why.
Don't they accuse him of being scared?
Yeah,
is that what it is? Yeah, even though he's Tough Boy.
He's Tough Boy.
He may be a little bit scared.
Tough stuff.
Yeah. And then my next note, I guess I got right into the story. I have Andy isn't.
I didn't.
Okay.
I put this storyteller's a little cocky. It's that kid that I was telling you about.
The nerdy kid?
The nerdy kid.
The nerdy kid, okay.
I'm telling you, if you watch that shit again, he is cockier.
I have at least 4 more seasons to go.
Then watch him. He's such a fuck.
That
kid.
I have Andy isn't doing well, but has a paper route.
Mom's not doing well.
Yeah, they got a new house. So yeah, the main kid's Andy.
I think they get divorced and the dad moves away from him.
Well, no, their uncle died.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
But
that's why the mom. Yeah,
yeah.
So he has a sister too. So it's a mom and then her 2 kids, a girl and a boy. Her uncle died, or is it her brother?
I think it's an uncle that he didn't really know.
Okay. So then, yeah, he died, and they moved into the house.
And they act like this house is like huge, and his uncle was so rich, but it's like it's a
normal.
It's a mild, middle class house.
But people are not happy that they moved in because I don't know if I'm jumping here, but people did not like the guy, their uncle.
Yeah,
around the neighborhood, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Not well loved.
Andy is afraid of the dark, and then he has to go down into the basement, I think, to change over the laundry, I think was the reasoning for that one. And he finds a radio in the basement. Yeah. So then, for some reason, this is what I didn't get, is that he decided that it takes so long to change the fucking laundry over that he had to turn on the radio.
I fucking have that note, too. I put... Does he need to throw the radio on each time he goes down to put a load of laundry in? Or to move clothes just from the washer to the dryer?
Because nobody...
And then when he was moving clothes from the washer to the dryer, he moved one article of clothing at a time, this fucking guy.
Well, I never want to do it. Every time Abby's just like, can you go do that for me? Or like, I'm home alone and I go do it. I want to go downstairs. I want to get taken care of and go the fuck back upstairs. I don't want it to take any longer than it has to.
Yeah, you're not like, I think I'll listen to some Dark Side while I fucking do this.
So then, yeah, he hits play on the radio. He's changed over laundry, and when he plays the music, there's a door downstairs in the basement that's locked, I think, beforehand, or maybe we don't. Maybe we don't see it yet.
There's like a thing over it, I think.
Well, yeah, it's the wooden thing or whatever. It opens all by itself, and
like
he turns around and he sees red glowing eyes and blackness and darkness. That's all he sees.
Right.
And he fucking screams, and no, and it says he heard it say, "Hello, Andy. Come on in." And he fucking screams.
It's good voice.
Yeah. "Hello, Andy. Come on in."
"Hello, Andy."
"Hello." "Hey, Andy." Yeah, I mean...
"I like you. Do you like me?"
"Can we be friends? It's dark in here."
"I like your music. Hey. I also put on music when I do laundry."
"Hey, Andy. Do you think you could throw in these whites? It's been a long time."
You have your music on already?"
"Laundry time, Andy."
"Laundry day."
So then Andy screams, and his mom comes downstairs. Mom, because the door shuts. Mom opens the door. Nothing there, but the normal, like it's like a stone little thing.
And she acts like he's such an asshole.
Yeah, she's not happy about it.
She's like, look, it's just this.
It's like have you ever opened a door?
Yeah. She's like, hey, you fuck.
Yeah, no wonder you fucking aren't that good at your paper route.
You know what it probably was? It was probably the radio, you fucking just had to turn on.
You know what? You know what? You are fucking distracted.
The weird thing
No more radio.
At first, he was listening to an old radio.
Mm-hmm.
That fucker broke.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So then he finds a newfangled, like,
It's like
yellow.
Yeah, let's say it's yellow.
A yellow boombox. And he puts that shit on when he goes down there from now
on. Okay, so then I named this kid Rock Kid because they fucking tried. What'd you name him?
But I love when the bad boys show up and the electric guitar plays like Roger and Doug.
Yep. Every fucking time this guy shows up, this guitar plays. And he's got long hair. I think he's sleeveless.
Yeah, he's a tough boy.
And he's got the jeans made with the boots.
Mm-hmm.
And he is not happy. Like he is a fucking bully,
and
right?
His dad's a dick too to him. He's like, why don't you fucking clean this shit?
So then,
fucker.
He hits Rock Kid in the face with water. Oh, so I think he throws the paper and like for some reason this kid's like scrubbing the fuck out of these stairs. I've never scrubbed stairs.
And then there's like
life.
concrete stairs.
Yeah, I mean I had chores as a kid. There's never a time either one of my parents was like, "Can you go scrub the concrete stairs outside?"
I don't get that. And the dad even walks by him at one point that he's cleaning the stairs for a second time. Yeah. Like so on a different day, and he's like,
"You fucking yeah." The fucking kid can't do anything right. So Andy throws fucking newspaper, hits the water that he's dipping his sponge into. Fucking now Rock Kid's pissed. Starts chasing him, right? Yeah. And then Andy runs into the basement. And so when he's down in the basement, I feel like that this is all one scene. Music starts playing again. Right? Yeah, music starts playing.
Maybe.
And then a creepy, well, I misspelled it. I put creepy. But a creepy life-size doll came out. And I remember liking that part because the doll looks fucked up.
The life-size doll is terrifying.
Yeah.
I forgot about this. I'm terrified as I sit here writing this.
Yes. Because it was actually scary looking. It was fucked up.
It was late the other night. It was probably like 10:15 at night. I was down here in the basement all by myself. That fucking thing came out, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this is super crappy. It goes away when the music stops once again. I didn't put why the music stopped. I don't. And then I have a note, why is there always music in this basement?
Yeah.
So now it's a full-blown carnival in there. I think he's down doing laundry again. Like, this is one of Andy's extended laundry days.
This is when he had to do... His mom asked her daughter... They were having dinner, and she said, hey, can you go throw the clothes in the dryer? And she's like, no, basically. She doesn't really fucking feel like it. Yeah. And the mom just accepts that, looks at Andy, and is like, well...
your sister.
Yeah, she's fucking worthless. I put tough Roger Rockboy's dad looks like Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Well, that made you...
And I put Tough Boy runs like Jason Mewes in Mallrats.
Oh, yeah, okay, so yeah. I forgot about that. When he's chasing him, you can tell that, like, they thought they were getting to the end of the frame in the camera because, yeah, they're running like Jason Mewes, or like, yeah, he's running like Jason Mewes, and then towards the end of the, like, when they're about to run out, he just kind of, like, slows down and stops. Like, the director told him that he didn't need to run anymore. Like, you could tell that he's not into this running stuff.
No, barely into the movie or show.
So then I put, so there's a full-blown carnival down there. And then the next note I have is Rock Kid just face punches and breaks his bike. So, like, is Andy riding his bike and Rock Kid comes over and just fucking decks him?
I don't know.
Okay, that in my head that's even funnier. Like,
but I mean, that would make sense. I think I might have missed that part because that would make sense of why the end happens.
Yeah, because then Andy makes this whole, like, he starts to realize what's going on with the music and this door. Yeah. Makes this he concocts a plan. And he goes over and he lowers the rock. I don't know if he throws a newspaper at him. I don't know what the fuck happens. But he gets...
Has the skeleton come out yet from the closet? Because I have something about a skeleton.
Maybe.
Because I'm pretty sure the dude doing the skeleton, Roger from Doug, was in my head because of the electric guitar.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that the dude that was the skeleton was Roger from Doug.
Well, maybe that's the... Is the carnival, like, does it open and the guy's wearing, like, a carnival hat and a vest and he's a skeleton?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I just wrote that there was a carnival.
Gotcha.
So the Rock Kid starts fucking chasing him, and he tricks him into going into the basement. Stay out of the basement. Yeah.
So which is very flyish because we already talked about the fly today.
So he tricks him into going to the basement and then turns that fucking music on.
Mm-hmm.
And he, yeah, let me out of here.
Yeah.
Let me out of here. And his hair's probably flying everywhere.
We don't really know what happens.
Yeah, we don't know what happens, which is a great choice.
Yeah.
They just kind of leave it because now you've seen red eyes, a fucking doll, a carnival barker
Terrifying
skeleton.
doll.
Yeah, all this stuff's scary. So then you find out that Andy, like the next note I have, I don't know how I found this out. Andy gets whatever he wants as long as the basement is fed.
Yeah.
But you also never find out what it is. That
No.
there's just something in the basement that if Andy, because he feeds his sister
And
to it, doesn't he?
Well, that was the gist of what might happen next.
Okay.
Because he goes down there and he doesn't know what happens to the tough boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, but there's no guitar playing.
No.
So he's gone.
Yeah.
And when he goes back, maybe he goes back another time or something, and his sister just got home or something like that, and it's like there's a brand new bike sitting there, and he's like, "Hey, you like bikes, kid?" And it's like, "Hey, your uncle fucking, I gave him a bunch of shit too."
Okay. There's an explanation.
Yeah, so you take care of me, I take care of you, kind of deal, and
Mhm.
that's how it ends.
I liked it.
I love this one.
I was a fan of this one a lot. I can't say what was my favorite one yet. I don't remember. Oh, there's a rival to this one, but we'll get there. So then we get to episode 10, which this was one of the first ones I watched with Maya on like St. Patty's Day. I don't know if I like this one.
I fucking hated it.
Okay, I was very scared because like it would surprise me, but I was scared of you going like, oh no, I fucking love this one.
I don't even know what the hell was going on.
But this is the tale of Jake and the leprechaun. In the leprechaun, wait no,
Leprechaun.
wait no, fuck. Like you always have to, like I always have to do the Boondock Saints. The fuck you need a rope for a leprechaun. It's a leprechaun. That's racist. So then Eric, I'm guessing, is one of the Midnight Society people.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know which one Eric is. But Eric's grandfather dies. I think he's Undercut Kid. Because he has a little red tint, I think.
Okay.
Eric's grandfather dies, and we find out that he was Irish. And then I just have a note that says, this episode is very racist towards Irish people.
That this kid kind of looks like a leprechaun.
And
My
so,
next note is I'm having trouble following.
are you into it then?
Yeah.
There's a kid in a play about leps.
Hey, what are your favorite kind of little people? Well, leps, of course.
The leps. And it is a play with leprechauns, and there's an older guy that like seems to be the bad guy. It looks like in the play, and we find out this little kid he has the prosthetic ears, and he comes off set, and he's worried about his acting. He doesn't think he's up to snuff when it comes to the lead. Like the older guy's so much better than him, and then he notices that the guy always drinks tea afterwards, or like in between breaks. And I think like the stagehand or like the assistant or whatever is always like, this is a secret recipe. Like it says it helps him. And so Jake ends up stealing that shit because he wants to be a better actor. He takes it to a little person that works in an herb fucking like garden. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, an herbery.
Yeah. So he goes to the herbery. Is that real?
He doesn't even steal tea. He steals like a recipe. I think
he steals the recipe for it.
Doesn't the guy give it to him?
No, the assistant I think gives it to him. But he's not, like, the guy's the only one that's allowed to have it.
I thought the guy gave it to him. Or maybe he wanted to give it to him. Didn't he? He wanted him to have it, right?
I didn't think so. I thought that it was like a secret. Because you find out because isn't the herbs like is what's keeping him like hidden? Or something? Like it has something to do with like why, like the end of the episode when the fucking turn happens. I don't know. We've already confused our fucking selves on this, and now we're talking about herberies.
I'm having trouble following.
But
the main kid reminds me of Fred Savage.
But the fucking the guy that works at the herbery fucking loses his shit. Like he's like, oh, I'll be ready to help you. Don't worry, I got all the herbs here at the herbery. And then and then he shows him the list, and he's like, get the fuck out of my herbery.
He's a fucking hate you.
Yeah, you fucking. I hope you fucking die. And he
you ever come back here again, I'll fucking kill you.
Fuck you.
I know what they they do with this particular herb.
Yeah, I have all the herbs. I work in a fucking herbery, for God's sake.
This is all I do.
Yeah, what else would I know about? It's not like I fucking come to your work. So then he does that, and somebody is lighting candles and plotting against Jake. So I think we just see like a hand.
Yeah.
Like it's all like, it's dark. And every time the scene they keep rehearsing is that the kid says something and the older guy says something and he has his bag of fucking liquid and he takes a drink and he says something and he tosses it to the kid. Mm-hmm. The kid says something, takes a drink, fucking tosses it back, and then his voice kind of starts to change.
Yeah, he becomes like more of a badass.
Yeah, and like he's growing ears too. I think by this point, like the pointy ears.
Yeah.
And
there's a toad.
Is a toad there already?
Maybe not.
I don't remember.
Go on.
I was so disinterested in this episode.
Me too. I hated this episode.
For some reason the herb guy gets fucking like maybe the kid goes back and explains himself and the herb guy's like, oh, that sounds like a wee little tale, and like he fucking is cool with it all of a sudden.
Yeah, he's like, I totally understand this.
Oh, that makes fucking sense. Is his name like Eric or something? Or
yeah, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And
have you ever heard of a changeling?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's using you as a fucking changeling, young lad. He's like, oh, okay. And I don't know why the kid's
sounds like
Irish now.
It sounds like I'll basically spend a lot of my time to help you for free.
Yeah, for fucking free. I guess why the herbery just runs itself.
I would play for the world.
Yeah, I think he does say that.
Something like that.
So he shows up to the play. I think this is actually opening night, right? When all this shit goes down. Oh, that's right. The name's Aaron, the old guy. The old guy's name is Aaron. We find out that Aaron's a banshee, and they have to fucking hide under his bed because the fucking herbery guys
they go there first because he stays under the stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they have this fucking well thought out plan of fucking throwing like a rock down the hallway, and Aaron gets up all pissed off. Oh, he's asleep.
Somebody must be at me.
Yeah, and he fucking runs away, and then they're hiding under the bed. They get into his room, and he starts to come back. So they hide under this bed, and then he doesn't know they're there. Yet once again, I feel like this is like the other episode where like they're fucking, you can see them.
Yeah.
Like I think they get into the bed and they do that thing where they're like looking over their elbows or their arms. So then he takes off his robe and he takes off it. Like it's weird as a kid show too, because you see a man's feet and then robe drops. So you just assume that he's naked.
Sexy time.
Yeah, he sleeps naked. And then he takes off his sock and then there's his hairy feet.
Terrible feet. Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes him a banshee because I don't know what a banshee is. So I don't know.
I do know that they call a frog a toad, but really it's a changeling.
Oh, was the plan to turn the kid into a toad?
Oh.
Because you keep bringing up the toad, and I remember the toad. I just don't remember what the fuck the point of the toad was.
That was the changeling, but it was really a frog. They kept calling it toad.
But what's the plan here for Aaron? Like, does he get to stay young? Is he taking this kid's like youth or energy?
I don't know.
What I think they explained all this.
What was his end game?
Yeah, but once again, I don't think I was.
He needed a new changeling
to like, and that's how he lives. Like that's how
I guess. I really disliked this one.
Yeah, and the kid has to reverse the spell, and I
put. Are they old rivals?
I took it as they were,
but I just couldn't tell.
And so like they like switch out something to drink to like trick the guy, and he has to recite some fucking verse, I think, and so he doesn't take a drink, and he gives it back to the guy, and the guy drinks it. But then I have a thing that says kid gets turned into a frog, but herb dude got it figured out. So does the kid end up turning into a frog, and then the herb guy's like, there, you're fine, young wee lad. Don't worry about it.
I'm not sure.
So yeah, sorry about our synopsis of this episode, but fuck,
I really didn't like this one.
Yeah, we're just gonna skip on to number 11, The Tale of the Sorcerer's Apprentice. This is one that made me get on my phone, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I did not love this one either. Did you notice that go ahead.
No, I have nothing about the Midnight Society on this one.
Go ahead though.
Something happened in 1966. That's how it starts. Do Dean just kind of was. I don't know if I finished that note.
He's kind of stupid. He's not doing real well in school.
Who's Dean? Is Dean the long haired kid, or like it has a bowl cut, the '90s cut?
Yeah.
The fucking Jeremy London cut. Like,
yeah.
You can do this.
That's good.
There's this. Oh yeah. So Dean's okay. Fucking these notes are awful. Dean is the kid in high school.
Yeah.
He's not a bad kid. He's just
maybe a little stupid.
He's uninterested and he's a little bit slow.
Yeah.
He does have one friend.
Yeah.
Did I write down her name?
Girl.
It's a girl. Yeah. Okay. He has a friend named Girl, and she seems to be the only one that like cares about him. His teacher was kind of like shitty to him too, but I don't think he was too nice to her. So
hey, moron. Fucked up again.
You fucking moron. Fucking pay attention.
Hey,
maybe you wouldn't get such bad grades.
I hate you.
Because didn't he get like a fucking like D on his test or something?
Yeah, he didn't do well.
And he's like, fuck. Like he
he's
got
like, I even studied for this.
I fucking studied.
God, I'm so stupid.
Study harder, you fucking dumb. And then, so then they have a special guest in his archaeology class. Is that right?
I guess.
Do you take archaeology?
She was an archaeologist.
Okay.
Special guest.
I wrote archaeologist. Like, what is that? Probably then like history class or social studies.
Something. Yeah.
Okay. So their special class, Dr. Oliver, and Dean all of a sudden he perks up. He seems really like very interesting.
Did you notice that the archaeologist was only wearing one huge earring?
No, I did not.
How did you not?
I don't know. Like I said, I think I might have been in this for a second, and then it was just like,
okay,
I'm gonna play on my phone. Because so I'm wondering what the notes, like what happens with these notes.
My next question after that is, did the snake turn this guy into a tough boy?
Oh yeah, because he has a whole gang and shit. So Dean seems interested. He comes back after class. He's so fucking interested. Yeah. And the archaeologist teacher is like, well, it's great to have another one. Like basically like fucking nobody ever wants to do this. Will you please try to do this because we need more people? Yeah. And he gets really interested in this scepter, right? That's such a cool word to say. Say scepter.
Scepter.
See, sounds way cooler now.
Scepter. So
when he looks at the scepter, the eyes on the scepter, it's like a snake. Yeah. It's like Jafar's scepter almost, right?
I was going to say Skeletor.
Well, Jellifer. Jafar or Skeletor.
Jellifer?
Yeah. It's like his scepter, and its eye, it's like a snake, and its eyes glow red.
Yeah.
Then Dean breaks into the basement.
I asked, is he a locksmith? Because everybody's breaking locks on this disc.
Hey, maybe it's the same writer.
Bunch of tough boys breaking into locks.
He has found something in the basement. That's all I put.
But how did he have a cult-like group already?
Yeah, and I put he has a new swagger to him. He hands in blanket. Oh, he hands in blank test, not blanket. Hands in blank test and gets a fucking A after intimidating the teacher.
Yeah, he's like, fuck you.
Like, students, you can pass your test up whenever you're done. She just passes him out. He gets up, turns it in. She's like, this shit, like, you got to write answers.
She's like, Dean,
go
fuck yourself, Dean.
How am I? You know what? Parent-teacher conferences are going to be hell for you, Dean.
Yeah.
And he's like, put an A on it. She's like, no. And he's like, put an A on it, bitch. Do it. Yeah. Fuck it. Do it. Just fucking do it. So then, does it.
She says okay.
And then she says okay. And then he turns heel on his only friend.
Yeah.
So he turns on Girl.
Sweet chin music, sir, right? Right into the barbershop glass.
And then Girl's confused. She's like, what's wrong with Dean? He's wearing a leather jacket now. Like, that can't be good. And he
starts talking weird. He starts talking like Heather Donahue from Blair Witch Project, where he's like, the return of goth is at hand. That's what he says.
He says what? Like you actually wrote down what he says?
I put it. It says, he says, the return of goth is at hand.
At Garth or Goth?
I couldn't tell what he was saying. I thought it was Garth.
Okay. The return of goth is at hand. And then, which I'm guessing this is, I put casting spells in the basement and shit, so I'm guessing that's what it is. Like, she catches him. She's down, and she sees him in the basement. He's like, and he has his 4 people around him. He puts on his leather jacket. And he's like, the return of goth is at hand.
That's it. That's all that happens.
That's all that happens.
Oh. I can't believe I got sick again. I'm still coughing. Jesus.
And then so I put it together that he works for an ancient sorcerer that
Named Goth.
named Goth, that he's trying to help him come back to life.
Yeah.
And then she tries to stop him. She's like, fucking Dean, man, it's not worth it. Okay? We're going to get through this. It'll be fine, buddy. Then, for some reason, a bunch of barrels of acid.
Yeah.
They have acid in a high school swimming pool area basement.
And the floating face seems kind of hesitant. And then Garth.
Wait, I have written here Goth.
Goth.
Goth with an O.
Well, that's because he keeps saying it like that. He doesn't say Garth because he's like, the return of Goth is at hand.
So you can't hear that R.
Because you can't say
Goth.
Hand.
Goth.
It's like, hey, Mr. Hand.
Yeah. Like, what if he said that? He was like, listen here, peasants. The return of Goth is at hand.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Gahan.
Yeah. Goth. And he says half the school is with him.
There's
but
like
then there's
five
only like
dudes
4
there.
kids sitting there.
Yeah.
And I put, nope, 5 kids on bikes wearing black, and Dean runs without moving his arms.
Does he? Just like dead weight. The ball gets thrown, and now Dean is fine and back to normal and confused. Chlorine fixed it all. You know what either one of those mean? I think she dumps chlorine in the pool, right?
Yeah. He keeps saying mystic vapors. I have that. He keeps saying like,
that
mystic vapors. This is Goth is at hand, or something like that.
He doesn't just keep saying Goth is at hand.
God damn it.
Mystic vapors. Goth is at hand.
That's what he says. I'm telling you, he says mystic vapors fucking over and over again.
Yeah, and so what does the acid when he dumps the acid into the pool? Is that what causes the vapors?
I put now he sounds like a pussy. I don't know why. What did the chlorine do to the nightshade?
Oh, that's okay. So then, yeah, she dumps the chlorine in the pool and it gets rid of it, and
that's what
then the guys just disappear.
Puts like a few pieces of what's called nightshade into the pool.
Which the only other time I've seen nightshade is Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know if it's real.
Okay, well, it's just like a plant. He has like 6 pieces of it. He throws in the pool, and then she throws like a paint can's worth of chlorine in there. And I put what did the chlorine do to the nightshade? It was barely any chlorine. And then I did put good touch on the archaeologist being the real bad guy.
Oh yeah, and
she still had one earring in.
Yeah, I wrote the same thing. I put swerve time. The teacher is trying to bring the guy back. Goth, I guess.
It wasn't the teacher; it was the archaeologist.
Or sorry, yeah, the archaeologist.
Okay,
but I put teacher. But yeah, I know it was like a blonde, with I guess she's a pirate too.
One earring.
So that was, it was fine. It was whatever. I guess I still kind of watched it.
This one was just okay for me.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it like I hated the Leprechaun, but I didn't really love it either. It was fine.
Okay, so then we get to the tale of the prom queen.
Yes.
Which, right there, the name got me already, because I like stuff like that.
Me too.
And this one is the rival for which one's better, this one or Dark Music, at least on this disc.
Yeah.
Well,
I like Nightly Neighbors too.
Yeah.
But I do love this one.
I put those two above this. Plus, this one actually fucking got me. Like, I didn't see the ending coming.
No? I had seen this one several times.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark? So.
I put they are getting elaborate with their tricks. Full white dress now. Which I think that Kristen shows up in the white dress, right? So yeah, she shows up in the white dress, and I think she has some like really dramatic like monologue, something or
She
other.
kind of talks like the kid from Goth, where she's like it's
hello,
prom night.
It's prom night, midnight society.
Darling,
Yeah,
I have a croissant.
I can't reach the bag. Can you throw the sand on?
She does. She makes somebody do it. She's like, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society.
I have a girls in a graveyard. Oh, so yeah, we open up. There's a teenage girl by herself.
These kids are older
like in a
now.
graveyard. Do what?
I put these actors are older.
That is the weird thing. I took it at, like, maybe that was me assuming. I took it as they are high school people, but I don't think they ever go to school, do they?
No, I actually thought that they could possibly be older in high school.
Okay.
So,
and then I had some goofballs that just hang out in the graveyard, scare her.
Yeah.
And then so they're in the graveyard and they start telling her about prom night. like Saturday's prom night. Don't you know about the fucking prom queen?
Right.
Even though like they just met her, so I mean, like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
like you don't know about the fucking
Yeah,
prom
you
queen?
fucking idiot.
What's the matter with you? What's your
what
name?
are you even doing in the graveyard? Yeah, what's your name? So then we find out that back in the 50s, I want to say, assuming, the prom queen was waiting on a ride from her boyfriend. Was she waiting on the ride?
It was waiting for a ride by the cemetery gates.
Okay. And then she got hit. She was the victim of a hit and run.
On a very foggy night.
Yeah. And then the rumor is that the boyfriend was so distraught that he ended up, did he drive
I don't
himself
think we
into
know that yet until we get to the centrifuge.
Okay.
Is that what that thing's called?
What, the microfiche?
Thank you.
What's a... Hold on, we're going to take a pause real quick. We're going to take a pause real quick and see what a centrifuge.
What is it?
A centrifuge is the thing that like spins blood around. Okay, so yeah, the microfiche. All right, so I'm happy that you were like you said it like it was like you made me second guess it like well until they had the centrifuge like sort of thing like what yeah so she was hit she was a victim of a hit and run but every year she comes back yeah hoping that he'll come and pick her up because I'm guessing she doesn't know she's dead or I don't know. That's how she gets to the afterlife. So they're like, she's gonna help him or she's gonna help them. So like, what do? Like they make a plan to go to the graveyard to see if she's out there. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Once they went to the library and they found out that they never found the car somehow, even though like it went off the bridge. And it was a huge, like,
that's okay.
old car.
Yeah.
And then the librarian tries to serve them tea, which I thought was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. There was no rhyme or reason to it.
So then they want to go investigate at night.
They have a seance under the bridge first.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's at night?
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I had it.
Remember, they find a boat somehow.
Yeah, they have a boat, and they I mean, I guess you could just go out without.
So they show the
anybody.
bridge. No car could go off this bridge.
Yeah,
it's like super aluminum or not, or sturdy construction, and it's like there's no way anything could go off the side of this. Especially, it just wouldn't happen. But go on.
No. I mean, that's what as they're down there. They're holding hands and they're just saying shit like bring the car back. You got to use your energy.
The girl's like awesome at seance.
Yeah, fucking like she knows everything. And then there's bubbles.
Yeah, she's like, hey, and they're like, stop. She's like, close your eyes, motherfucker. Stop. Don't ruin my seance.
What? Stop. Then they start again, right?
Yeah, and like I said, she's right. She's smooth operator.
I can't do bubble sounds.
Big bubbles too.
And the fucking car starts coming up. Well,
they never show it.
They never show it, but you assume
assumption.
you assume it's the car. Guys are freaking the fuck out because like I would, but I think they kind of pass it off. They're like that wasn't that was just something. There was fish, and I do fish.
Obviously,
do fishes blow bubbles like that? So then they go back, or they go to the graveyard in the same night because they weren't in the graveyard. They're under the bridge, so I think they go to the graveyard.
I think that this is the next night.
Next night, okay.
Because they were like relieved to get
like to land.
Yeah, and then they were like, okay, well let's fucking meet back up, and we'll.
For some reason, like we just met you yesterday, but like you want to hang out again. And then there's this there's this weird like the one boy's kind of
likes her.
Yeah, he's like what's up?
There's some sexual shenanigans.
Yeah. Well, like it was the '90s, so he's probably like, what that? And then she was like, what is that? And he's like, she's like, what? It works if you have the other frogs or toads. So then they go to the graveyard, right? And then like they look off in the distance.
Yeah.
And they see a ghost. They see a figure.
Yeah.
What the fuck is
in
that?
a fucking prom dress.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really look like a prom dress.
It doesn't, no.
But I think they try to pass it off.
Yeah, and then is one of the guys named Jam? Because I have it Jam.
I don't know.
Jam put his cousin up to scaring them and dressing up in white.
I've been watching Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
So all I can think of is Jam, the one dude that's like the city. He's like on the thing with Leslie, and he has like the fro. He's the dentist. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's all
okay.
I can picture of Jam right now.
And he like super broy.
Yeah, he's a jerk. He's like everything. He like ruins everything basically. Yeah.
So yeah, the girl gets pissed because she finds out that it's just like one of their cousins fucking dressed up just because they thought it'd be fun, right? And then while they're kind of having they're getting their laughs in, girl's not happy.
Chuckles.
You start hearing this music, right?
Yeah.
Music from the 50s. They look over and yonder. A 1955 Chevy pulls up.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Is that her boyfriend? But then, so you're like, okay, that's what I kind of thought. Swerved again. The girl is Judy, the prom queen.
Yeah.
Oh, see, it got me. I did not know this.
The whole time,
I just thought that maybe you'd see it happen. Yeah.
Was the prom queen.
Because no, she does leave.
Yeah.
But like I was trying to think, because how did she get out of the graveyard then?
That's the only way that she. Oh, she says that. She says the only way I could get out of the graveyard.
But she goes to the library with him.
She says
with a human.
With human contact or something like that.
And so since she met the guy, she could leave the graveyard.
Yeah.
Okay.
The song playing
Mm-hmm.
in the still of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's what's called. It might just be called Still of the Night.
Yeah, I know.
But,
Yeah.
shoot. Love that fucking song.
Mm-hmm.
And I put Awesome Story still holds up.
Yep. I was a big fan of this one.
Yep. Yeah. It goes so quick too.
It does.
Like it was over, and I was like, "Fuck, it's over already."
Yeah, that one did not seem as long as the goddamn Leprechaun one.
Oh, the Leprechaun one.
What time moves a little bit different here in
Even
Ireland.
just trying to talk about the Leprechaun one again was challenging as shit. Hardest thing I've done today.
All right, so right now we're on a high. Fucking
Big
take
time.
a second, suck it in.
Yeah.
Because you're about to fucking hit a wall and go right down to the fucking bottom.
Yeah, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck am I watching again?"
Because this one, going back to the other episode in the first disc, this one rivals how shitty the Hound one was.
I don't know. I don't know if it's that bad.
You don't think it's that bad?
No, because I thought that this one had its 90s homages that I liked.
Like, since we were just kind of figuring out video games and things like that, like...
Well, and we'll get to it, some of it.
Okay. So, I have Ross the Loner Kid. Oh, no, so I jumped right in.
They're playing a Game Boy.
Yeah, this starts out with the Midnight Society fighting over a Game Boy.
Yeah, I put in totally dates this, and I put I like that.
And it is actually a Game Boy, right? It's not like a knockoff one or
and
something.
he supposedly presses reset on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
But it's really just the B button that he hits.
Yeah, but
in no way would have reset the game.
Yeah, he wants control of he's lost control of Midnight Society. No one's listening to him. Everybody's worried about this damn game.
Yeah.
These kids and their Game Boys, and they fuck it, and he hits the button, and they're like, "What the fuck, man?"
He's like, he just needed to get to the. What did he?
Like he was near the end of it or something.
Like he needed to get to the password or something like that. I don't know.
So then, of course, his story has something to do with video games.
Of course.
Yeah, and this is back in the 90s when video games started, I guess, like late 70s, and then they picked up during the 80s, but like the 90s was all the new tech.
It was certainly
we had a Super Nintendo,
one of the bigger spots.
We had a Sega, and then computers were starting to become a thing, like in every home.
Well, Super Mario 3 was the beginning of the decade, and then by the end you had PlayStation, Dreamcast.
So everything was super futuristic. I don't know if we had the internet by the time this came out yet, but so Ross is a loner kid. He hangs out at the mall. He looks like he's kind of a hooligan, or like a ruffian. Like he's checking the phone for like change, and like he's trying to take it out of the
money from the
fountain, stuff like that, and like the cops coming after him, and like then you see this like shot of a Super Soaker, which fucking dates it too, which I loved because I had a Super Soaker as a kid.
That's what I'm talking about.
And so he goes in this repair shop, and I forget the name of the repair shop right now.
It was Mr. Olson's shop.
Okay.
Is what I have on here. And
yeah,
I don't know what the fuck he was selling exactly.
I don't know what this shop was. I just wrote down repair shop, but I don't know what it was because there's all sorts of stuff in there that he's repairing. But in the back,
a lot of it was all just like white ceramic things.
Well, what is that? Okay.
There's two pinball machines up front. And
yeah,
one
we'll get
in
to the
back.
girl. But so yeah, there's one in the back. This kid, I guess, has bothered this guy before because he's coming in looking for a job. And the guy's like, "You can't have a fucking job, man. Like, I don't trust you.
Like you.
You're some fucking kid that I don't know, and I don't want to deal with it." And the kid keeps bothering him, and then the kid sees the pinball machine. He's like, "I want to play that shit." And the guy's like, "No,
Give me that new pinball love."
Yeah, go back out in front of like a fucking customer. You don't work here." And then the guy's like, he gets a call.
He has to go to lunch.
Yeah, or is that what it is? Just lunch.
Yeah. It's 3 o'clock. I'm fucking starving, pal.
And he's like, I gotta fucking go, man. I'm hungry. Like,
and the kid's like, well, let me watch the store, and that way you don't lose any business while you're at lunch.
yeah. The guy's like, I mean, fine, fuck it. Test run.
Right.
Don't fucking touch anything though, okay? Because if you touch it,
You die.
your butt's mine.
Yeah.
You say your butt will die?
I'll kill you.
I will murder you. So the kid's like, I'm not gonna fucking touch anything, old man. Just fucking go and eat, and I'll be here.
Yeah.
Right away, right when the guy leaves, fucking kid's right in the back.
Right
like,
in the back.
He didn't even try to sell it.
A pocket full of change outside. Remember a second ago?
Yeah, he was stealing shit.
He was stealing it.
Yeah. So
Now
and then
he's got quarters for days.
And then I put it. It always comes down to a pretty girl. So a girl comes in. Oh no, I know.
First, though, at least I think. Wait a minute. Maybe the girl comes in first.
The girl comes in and asks for a music box, I think, right?
Yeah.
And he can't find it. He looks like a fucking dipshit.
Yeah, but he's all like, well, where did that stupid old man put that?
I work here. I've worked here for 15 years. I know where
I'm in charge here is what he
Yeah.
says. Then he quickly admits, I don't really work here.
It's like, I'm in charge. Don't worry about it, babe. And then he turns around and can't find it. He's like, I don't fucking work here.
Yeah. Immediately defeats.
But she kind of smiles at him. She's not mad. He finds it for her. It works.
Yeah, but
Everything's fine.
he's like, she's like, I don't think that fucker fixed it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think Mr. Olson fixed this.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm not real sure because, like I said, don't work here.
Don't work here.
And she's like, well, I can come back. I got some other shit to do anyway. He's like, cool, peace.
Yeah.
And immediately fucking runs back.
Right back to the fucking
to that machine because that's what he's addicted for.
Mm-hmm.
Then it shows Mr. Olson outside, like, oh, he hears that machine going that he told him not to play. Yeah. And he kind of gives it a smile.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I told you not to play, my young friend. And now you're going to pay for it.
Ooh, I like what you did there.
Yep. Mr. Olson.
So then, so he's playing. He ends up playing for too long.
Yeah.
And
way too long. Because remember, it was 3 o'clock when Mr. Olson left.
I have it started. Oh, so yeah, he goes out. Empty fucking mall. Yeah. Everybody's gone. Which would actually be kind of fun if you're like that age. I'd love it. I mean, you get in trouble.
Want a companion.
Yeah, I mean, and plus, I mean, the malls had those like gate things that came down, so you couldn't do too much. But so then it starts raining quarters.
I'd make pretzels.
If you could get what at the fucking at Auntie Anne's, yeah, Auntie Anne's.
That shit.
The Hand of Goth, or Auntie Anne's. I have it started raining quarters.
Yeah.
And then 3 guys in the mall that I think are robots. Like, are they like Mr. Smith in it? Like, do they have suits?
Yeah, they kind of look like robots.
Yeah, they're weird.
Reminded me of like a Scooby-Doo type robot,
and
like
then,
at the carnival.
But he notices that they won't go near the water.
Yeah, they don't like.
They don't fucking like the water. So now he has to save the girl.
This all escalated fairly quickly.
Yeah, and then it gets muddy for me from here. Now he has to save the girl from earlier. And you find, and like, so he starts to defeat the robots, I think, with water. Maybe?
Yeah, well, they give him. She's like, all of a sudden he sees that girl up above on the next level. And she's like, she throws him something, and he's like, well, I'll just splash some water over there. And the robots are like, oh, fuck this, and they don't want it anymore, so they leave. He grabs that. Then he gets like to her again, and he gets a tiara. Mm-hmm. Because they need the tiara and the princess and the thing to sit on the throne.
Yeah.
So he gets tiara, but then all of a sudden there's a witch, and the witch takes the tiara.
The witch takes the tiara.
But then, like within a minute, the tiara is just floating in the middle of the mall again, and the witch is near it. But it's kind of almost like she was like, "Fuck it, I don't really want this tiara anymore because." Now that I have it, I don't want it. Like almost like immediate buyer's remorse. Like I've been wanting it for so long that now I have it. It's meaningless.
Yeah, I don't give
so she just leaves it floating there. Mm-hmm. So he gets it again.
She probably laughs. Yeah, like a witch laugh.
Yeah, she was there. The cackle.
A banshee scream. Well, that I don't think we recorded that part, so that won't make any sense. So then I have right away. I have a witch took the tiara to.
Banshees.
He did it. He got to the throne, and I might have wrote that because I feel like that this like I thought the episode was over. Like he did it super quick.
I put 18 minutes in. He realizes this is the pinball machine.
Let's say the ball hasn't come yet, right? Is that the end?
What ball?
The gigantic pinball.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I didn't realize that was the gigantic pinball.
Well, here are my notes. A witch took the tiara. He did it. He got to the throne and kills the witch with it. With what? The tiara?
I don't know.
Oh, no. Okay. Still not done yet. It all comes down to a super soaker because of the 90s.
Yes. I put Super Soaker for the win as a nice 90s touch.
But I do remember this. Like, there was like a king or something. Like, there's a dude bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Like a final boss. Like I think that's it, is that, like, they defeat the witch, and you think, like, it's over. And then I wrote, still not done yet. So, like, I think that they, like, go to the throne, and there's a fucking dude in it. And he's, like he might even die and kill the guy. Like, do they play on that? Like, the guy has multiple lives? Or am I making that up?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, he ends up realizing that all these fuckers are scared of water. He grabs a super soaker, shoots the guy. The girl takes her throne, tiara on. He saves the princess, basically, is what we're doing. He's inside of a giant fucking video game.
Yeah.
But there's a twist. He's walking out all happy. I think he's in the middle of the mall. I remember the gigantic pinball rolling down the escalator. And I think you see Mr. Olsen's face, right?
God, I must have zoned out during this.
What do you have? Like, he's inside the pinball machine.
I put Super Soaker for the win as nice 90s touch, and then I put now they're scared of the Game Boy.
Okay, so I think that's what happens is that the pinball, like the giant ball comes down for scale and like comes after him, he runs away, and then you see Mr. Olsen, and then it cuts to Mr. Olsen like standing over the pinball machine. Like the kid got put in the game.
Oh, he's stuck there forever.
Yeah. So then yeah, why are they mad? What, like when we go back to the next study?
Nobody wants the Game Boy anymore. Nobody wants to touch it. They're all scared of it because
they don't want to get sucked into it.
So the kid with the glasses ends up taking it home. He's just like, fuck it, and he pours some stuff on the fire, and it's
maybe that was his plan. Maybe he was just like, hey mom, can I get a Game Boy? She's like, no, get that shit. No, it'll hurt your eyes.
He's like,
and like,
I'll use my magic to tell a story about pinball.
Yeah, and he's like, hey,
Mom.
Hey, what's one of their names? Hey, Eric, can you bring your Game Boy tonight? He's like, I mean, I guess, but won't we tell stories? He's like, no, just bring the Game Boy, man. It'll be fine.
God, I hate Game Boys, but bring it.
Yeah, bring it. I hate them so much, but you should go ahead and bring it and then, like, play it in front of the other kids.
Yeah, only pussies like Game Boys, Eric.
Fine. I'll show you I'm not a pussy. Yeah. And then his plan worked, and he's like, give me the Game Boy. And he's like, does anybody want it? And they're like,
tough boy.
They're like, no way, man. There's no way I'm getting stuck in a pinball
walk
machine.
all the way home in the dark.
Yeah, no flashlight. He's like, fine. And then all the kids leave, and now I see, like, during the credits, he might look at the Game Boy, and he gives the camera a look.
Like a Mentos.
That's way better than my wink that I just winked at you. So yeah, saying it out loud now and thinking about it, okay, it's not as bad as The Hounds. No. But I did not enjoy this episode.
I didn't love it. Well, it kept me interested because the whole time I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I think it's what it was. It just didn't... I mean, I guess it's like a horror story. It's scary, and people learn their lessons, but like...
Like, I didn't want to watch any more of it, but this could have been like a 3-hour long fucking... It went so quick. Like I said, the witch got the thing, the tiara, and then also it's just floating there. Yeah. Like, nothing about it made sense. It didn't tell the right story. However, it was fun. There is one...
Horror, or The Hound was not fun.
No. The one episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark that I can't wait to see... I don't know how many seasons you have, but there's one...
I think I have 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one where...
5 or 6.
They go to the Revolutionary War. Mm-hmm. And they're in like the
ride of the Paul Revere sent the nation on its ear.
I could say it too. But there's like red coats, and then there's the non-red coats, and I remember that episode was on all the time when I was a kid, and I can't wait to get to it.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say?
I don't. I mean, yeah.
Well,
I guess we could do this again because I did enjoy watching it. It gives me an excuse to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take a little break, and then we can break out season 2. You have season 2.
I have season 2. I don't have season 1.
So I guess I declare this episode of Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab close. I'm never gonna fucking say that word right.
Ghastly.
Ghastly Gab. Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab.
Ghastly Gab.
Ghastly Gab. Yeah. So go ahead and watch season 1, episode disc 2. I'm so fucking tired, man.
The power of goth compels you.
The power of goth is at hand.
The return of goth is at hand.
That's what. Oh, we look at the Avery.
Look at it.
That's not even fucking Irish.
Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab.
This is